Welcome back, 7:45 here on your Saturday. This weekend, the weekend following Thanksgiving, is one of the most popular times for people picking out their Christmas trees. And if you're thinking of loading up the family, heading out to the tree farm this weekend, there are a few things to keep in mind. Joining me from Minnesota Grown is Paul Hugunin. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
You are kind of the expert on all things real Christmas trees around the metro this year. Our viewers been hearing about all summer long about this drought that we were experiencing. How is the drought going to impact people picking out their Christmas trees?
The thing to remember about real Christmas trees is that it takes 8 to 12 years for them to get to where they're ready for market, which means they've got well-established root systems by the time they get ready to be harvested. So they've been able to survive the drought. If there's an impact on the drought on Christmas trees, you wouldn't see that for another 8 to 10 years.
Sure. So what we experienced this summer, not necessarily hurting the Christmas tree supply, but call you back in 10 years.
Yeah. And by now they'll be able to replant more seedlings next year to make up for it.
Sure. Gotcha. Okay. Let's talk about prices. What can people expect when they're going out to these tree farms as far as prices?
Sure. Well, one thing to remember is farmers are just like every other business. The cost of their inputs have also risen, whether that's fertilizer or the seedlings that they plant, the labor that they hire. And so you should expect some level of price increases. However, when you go and you buy directly from the farmer, I know enough farmers to know farmers hate to raise prices. They're connected to their customers, which is the whole reason you go to a real Christmas tree farm is you get to know the farmer. And so I can tell you they're doing everything they can to keep prices as low as possible and to keep those increases down as much as possible.
Right. They want their neighbors, their community to be able to come buy these trees.
Absolutely.
Totally. We were talking before the interview started just about the demand for real Christmas trees. What are you seeing out there?
Well, people are really looking to connect, right? They're looking for family traditions. They're looking for fun activities. When COVID hit and people were stuck inside and they had to be so careful, people wanted to get out and do something that was in the fresh air, and so demand for real Christmas trees actually increased during COVID, and we're seeing people stay with that tradition because it's something that you can do with the kids or with family every year, and so we're seeing strong demand for real Christmas trees.
That's great. You told me there's even one place here in the metro you need an appointment.
Yes.
To go look at the Christmas trees.
Yes.
Oh, that's great. That's cool. Okay, you brought something in here for us. Gorgeous, by the way, not just trees out there, it's wreaths. I can smell this.
Yes.
Sitting here, it smells great. People who are going out and looking at Christmas trees, any tips for them to get one that will last them this whole month? Yeah,
so one of the things is if you go to an actual farm, you're going to obviously get one that's super fresh because you're going to cut it down yourself. And buying locally is a way to make sure that you know you're getting something that was fresh, that was harvested recently. The most important thing, though, is what you do with the tree when you bring it home. Always make a fresh cut, right? Like, if you get it at a lot, they'll make a fresh cut before you bring it home. But if it's going to be more than a couple of hours before you put it in water, make a cut, take a bottom inch or two off of the stump. Besides, that could make a really cool ornament if you keep them every year. You can decorate it with the year. The other thing is make sure you've got a stand that holds a lot of water, at least a gallon. Trees are going to be thirsty when you cut it, right? They're going to want to bring up water, so give them plenty of water and make sure it doesn't dry out.
I love your idea about cutting off the bottom, making a little ornament. This was 2022's
yes.
tree. What a great tradition. Paul Hugunin, thank you so much from the Minnesota Grown. Happy holidays to you, and thank you for all of this advice as our viewers are getting out there getting ready for Christmas.